And good morning. Landfall made this morning at 7:15, pretty close to Wrightsville Beach. Winds right now sustained at 85 miles per hour, down a bit. This is the statistics as of 9 a.m. this morning. And you can see that current position tracking off, moving west-southwest about 6 miles per hour. Such a slow-moving storm system. That is one of the bigger issues. We're getting some wind gust reports in right now. Myrtle Beach 45, 47 at Fayetteville. In Wilmington, at the airport in Wilmington, winds gusting to 76 miles per hour. Remember, hurricane strength 75 and above. Winds gusting to 47 at Hatteras, about 24 at Kill Devil Hill. So the highest winds are right in this area here, right where landfall is made, anywhere from Oak Island to Wilmington to up to Jacksonville, North Carolina. Here's that massive storm system. The rain will just continue hour after hour after hour, especially around New Hanover County, around Wilmington, North Carolina. And with that, we've already had the reports earlier of some spin-up tornadoes. It very often happens when you get a hurricane, tropical storm. There's enough instability that we can get these spin-up tornadoes. They don't last very long. They're pretty fast movers, but unfortunately, a tornado is a tornado. They can do a lot of damage. So yes, during a hurricane, you can also have tornadoes that cause damage as well. That's a serious situation we're talking about. There's Wilmington right there. Wrightsville Beach, there's Myrtle Grove, there's Carolina Beach, there is Carolina Spring Lakes, and this was landfall right there at Wrightsville Beach about 7:15 this morning. We widen the view and show you the impact. You can see with that slow moving system, we still have feeder bands of very heavy rainfall. Where you see those colors in the deeper yellows and the reds, that's an indication of where some of the heaviest rainfall is at the moment. That continues along the Carolina coastline. Folks who know anything about the beach knows that Bald Head Island, that's where some of the big storms are at the moment, up towards Wilmington. Following Interstate 40, a lot of folks who may want to travel down there, please stay away from Wilmington. The situation is really getting worse by the hour. We've had a lot of reports coming from down there. All of our reporters have taken shelter because of the high winds and the devastation that's going on in Wilmington, North Carolina. Other areas have had tremendous amount of rain. New Bern, North Carolina. There was a TV station there last night. While they're on the air, they literally had to evacuate the station while they're on the air. Rainfall totals, Doppler estimates around Whiteville, over 4 inches of rainfall just north of downtown Wilmington, about 5 inches, a little bit above that. Just to the south of downtown Wilmington, look at that report, 7.6 inches. And these are all Doppler estimates. They're subject to change. I wouldn't doubt that this area right here already has about 9 inches. Around Morehead City, 6.6 inches. There are reports coming out of that area. A lot of problems around Morehead City, North Carolina, around Beaufort, North Carolina. That's a big problem area right there with the amount of rain that they've had, the high winds, storm surge within that area. As you can see, just towards the Outer Banks, almost 9 inches of rainfall there in the southern Outer Banks. How much rain is falling in one particular hour? An estimated south of Wilmington, 3 inches per hour. So you take 1 hour, that's 3 inches. That's more than sometimes you would get in maybe several weeks at any given time. But you add hour after hour to this, that's why in this area we're talking maybe 25 to 30 inches of rainfall. There's that wind gust of 76 miles per hour. Wilmington, a little bit more than that once you get the Outer Banks around Mitchell there at Hatteras. And then we go a little bit farther to the west over towards Greensboro, 33 mile an hour wind gust in our area. Here in the Queen City, 32 mile an hour wind gusts right now, 32 at Rock Hill, 31 at Monroe. So those winds will continue to strengthen a bit as we go through the afternoon, overnight, and tomorrow especially. And we do that once again, have that tornado possibility with the instability. And we get any sunshine during these storms, that'll perk the atmosphere up, and we'll keep an eye on that situation. Take a look at these rainfall chances tomorrow. They do increase starting about 1 o'clock, and then it's just widespread rain that continues hour after hour here. Our impacts locally from Florence, the big impact obviously is going to be the chance of some very heavy rainfall out there, 6 to 8 inches localized up to about 10 inches. We have some pictures coming from the Carolina coastline. Let me step back right now and show you what we're talking about there. Along the Carolina coastline, you can see the high surf out there right now. That's a violent sea, and you can see back in the distance the clouds out there. And this will continue. We had people out there not that long ago. Everyone, I think, pretty much has evacuated those areas. So that is a live picture from the Carolina coastline. across the area, Chesterfield County, all the way over towards areas in Richmond County around Rockingham. That is a tropical storm warning that is in effect not too far from the Charlotte metro area. Notice Lancaster County all the way down into Winsboro, Blythewood, this area, that panhandle of Lancaster County right there. That's Indian Land just south of Ballantyne. There we go. That's a tropical storm watch in effect. You know, it could actually be extended into the Charlotte area. We'll keep an eye on that. This is the tornado watch box that we have that includes areas along Interstate 95 from there all the way out to the Outer Banks. There was that tornado warning that we had in Carteret County. Once again, Futurecast, heavy rainfall today along the Carolina coastline. This winds it up. This is tonight at 10 o'clock. More rain continues to fall. That's Myrtle Beach. They're going to get inundated with very heavy rainfall. This is Saturday, 11 a.m. Showers extending all the way to Fayetteville. Then from Saturday afternoon late into Sunday, we start to see that train of rain coming right into the Charlotte metro area. Notice Sunday at 10 a.m. heavy rain over towards Rockingham, over towards Wadesboro. This is around 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Rain tracking across the Charlotte metro area. There are parts of town that will get flooding rains tomorrow. That continues right through Monday. So the issues that we're going to see in Charlotte, high winds, a potential right through today into the end of the weekend. Flash flood potential from Saturday into Sunday. So we'll keep an eye on that situation with a tremendous amount of rain that we're going to get. And tornado threat, there's an isolated threat for that. Power outages with the high winds and the potential for some of these trees and power lines down that we could lose a lot of power within the area. Now, this is Doppler estimates. This is just one computer model, but it is kind of interesting. Take Charlotte, almost 4 inches of rain. That's Monroe, Union County, not that far away, almost 6 inches of rainfall. Wadesboro, 11. Rockingham, North Carolina, 15 inches of rain. Cheraw, South Carolina, about 11 inches of rainfall. And if you saw that computer model a minute ago, that train of rain that we're talking about, a lot of that was right in that area there. That included parts of Union County, North Carolina, Anson County, Richmond County, and Chesterfield County there in South Carolina. So you can see that is just one particular Doppler estimates of the amount of rainfall that we could get over the next 24 hours. We're going to have more coming up. I think Mariel's going to join us right now with the latest from her perspective.
Hey there. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit more about what's along the coast at the moment. We are seeing the heaviest rain right now near Oak Island. There's a flash flood warning around that area. Now, I do want to give another update on the tornado warning. It's in effect until 9:15. Now, something interesting that I've noticed once I zoomed in a bit more was that I was actually seeing some lightning strikes. You can see that just around Vandermeer area. You can see a few lightning strikes. Normally don't see that with hurricanes. Normally you see the convection closer to the eye wall. So just an interesting little tidbit there that along with that tornado warning, also seeing some lightning embedded within that. So you want to keep a close eye on that and the potential for spin ups along that area throughout the rest of the morning as that watch does continue throughout the rest of the morning. Something else to be on the lookout for are the impacts here a little closer to home. Like Larry mentioned, we are going to experience the heavy rainfall, 6 to 8 inches, locally some areas closer to 10, but it all depends on where that band of heavy rain lines up. Brad last night described it as a fire hose. A few of the models have been taking it up, taking it south a bit more, so wherever that lines up over the weekend, we'll have a better idea of how much rainfall we're expecting, but do prepare to see 6 to 8 inches in some areas. That right now is the thinking. We were also mentioning that some of the creeks can take up maybe 2 inches of rain before they start flooding. So whenever you add all of the rainfall on top of that over an extended period of time around the Charlotte area, then you can see even some creeks overflowing. So just be careful with that. And also the other impact being the downed trees, a potential because of the wet soil and the gusty winds, 30 to 40 mile per hour winds that we're expecting for the weekend. So when to prepare for this? Let's talk about the timeline for this weekend. I know Larry mentioned this, talked about this, but I want to go over it again because it is important. Our Charlotte friends, Friday throughout the day, we are going to expect to see the winds, the gusty winds, maybe some cloud cover throughout the rest of the day. And then we are going to continue to eventually see the rain as we head towards Saturday. We are going to continue to cover this online, digital, and on air, so be sure to stick with us. But right now, we're going to toss it over to a press conference.